And the sad thing is, the woman that started it all is against abortion.
Call the meeting to order. Tax Committee meeting, July 3rd, 2018. Amanda, would you call the roll, please?
Crumwitty?
Present.
Awful?
Yes.
Hersley?
Present.
Whitlow?
Here.
Sticknot?
Present. If we could, would somebody move that we amend the agenda to...
So moved to amend the agenda, allow Dr. Yusuf to go first on the agenda.
Okay, your second?
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Before we audit the claims, let's go ahead. Dr. Yusuf has an emergency he needs to
I apologize for that. Okay, so we just know the report for last month. We picked up 11 dogs and we investigated 8 cases and everything went fine, smooth. There's a couple of tough cases, we had to get acetaminophen to sedate the dogs because he was close to a park with kids are playing there. The police officers were there, and this is the only way to sedate the dog and transfer him to the clinic, which was a unique case because usually with this size of a dog, he was almost like 80, 90 pounds. Usually we give 4 tablets of acetaminophen to sedate him. It took from us like 15 tablets.
Ooh.
So 4 and then 4 and then 4. But sometimes, because the medicine metabolized in the liver, has to go through the liver and transfer to the active ingredients to sedate the dog. If the dog has liver issue, this can delay the thing. But it went very well.
That's all you got?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yusuf.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
How do you keep track of all those keys?
At this point, let's take a few minutes to audit the claims before we move to send them to the county board for approval.
Yeah. Man, all right. Better have cruise control.
What kind of machine is it? What kind of machine is it?
It's a folding stuffing machine for envelopes.
Oh, brother. Oh, but that's the old way.
What stuff, so?
Boy, that ought to last till I'm pushing up daisies. Keep the real proper maintenance on it.
Is everyone finished? Okay, is there a motion to send the claims to...
So moved.
For approval?
Second.
Barb and Dan, second. Any discussion on the expenses for this month? If not, Amanda, would you call the roll?
Carmody?
Yes.
Awful?
Yes.
Persley?
Yes.
Whitlow?
Yes.
Sticknett?
Yes. Motion carries. Are there public comments today? Seeing none, we shall move on. Lisa, do you have something?
I have a certified list of election judge candidates for the Republican Party and one for the Democrat Party. The process is first they are approved by the county board, and then I take them to court. I don't take the people to court, I take my list to court. And then once they're certified by the court, they go to, the people on my list go to election judge training, which is usually 2 to 3 weeks before the election, and then once they've been through training, I take the list back to court, and then they're officially certified by the court, so they're, I'm not sure what the term they use is, they're certified by the court as election judges. We can add as we need to, and obviously sometimes we lose some in between, but the first step in the process is for you guys to approve them. I didn't make copies of the list, but Brian says she usually puts for the full board. She'll put a copy of all these lists, like one for each 2 members. Do you guys want to see these today? You want to pass them around today? Sure. See who's on the list.
Did you come up with enough judges to do the job?
We will.
You will? You'll still accept more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. They seem to be hard to come by.
They are hard to come by. Actually, I think some legislation was passed that allows us to use 3 judges for a primary election, and then they don't, for consolidated elections, we're on our own, we can do. But, you know, even though they passed that legislation, there are times when we only had 3 judges. I mean, you couldn't do anything about it if you only had 3 people and, you know, absolutely could not find anybody else to serve there. And that's the same throughout the state, and I'm sure it's the same throughout every state. You know, we just do the best that we can. So anybody, any of you, if you ever know of anyone that's interested, give us the name, we'll give them a call. We get these lists, these names come from, or the majority of them come from the party chairman, and the party, the chairman of each party has the precinct committeeman make the calls generally, and then they get certified to you. But a lot of times, you know, there aren't any precinct committeemen in a lot of the precincts. In the Democrat Party, there's only like 5 precinct committeemen, so we have to make most of the phone calls to get the election judges. And when we don't have enough, we'll start printing lists of, if we need, for instance, more Democrats, we'll print a list of people that voted Democrat in the last primary, and sometimes we'll make cold phone calls, or we'll send out a letter to kind of try to entice or get more people. And that works a little bit. We'll put out a press release, we'll beg, we do whatever it takes to get, you know, the election judges.
You can find phone numbers in this day and age when most of them are not listed?
They're on our voter registration file.
That's how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the requirement for judges from each party to participate in each precinct?
Not really any requirement.
Okay.
Yeah, breathing, Bob's. And we also do, there's a high school election judge program, and we do take advantage of that for a couple of reasons. Number one, we often need them, and number two, it's really good for them. It's a nice thing for them to have on their resumes for college and things like that. The only downside is when they initially started this program, the high school election judge acted exactly as all the election judges, but they changed that shortly afterwards, where the high school election judge couldn't be one of the 2 judges that's required to bring the results back. So that made him a little less valuable when you like say, had a precinct that maybe had no Democrats, so you could use a high school as a Democrat election judge in Milks Grove or something. But you can't do that if they can't be one to bring back the results, because they have to be brought back by 1 Republican and 1 Democrat. So we still do use a few, not quite as many as we used to.
Okay. But then it sounds like each precinct has to have at least 1 from each party to bring the results in?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes. You have to have at least 1 Democrat and 1 Republican at each precinct. You can't have all Republicans, you can't have all Democrats.
Yeah, okay.
Because the Republican Party is the dominant party in Iroquois County. It's supposed to be 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats. And it's different in a more county that votes more Democrat. It's the other way around. They would need more Democrats than Republicans. So we just do the best we can, and some precincts are small enough that they're absolutely fine to work with 3 judges. Some need all 5, and then some.
Okay. Okay, any questions for the clerk? If not, we'll move on to discussion points from committee members. Anyone have anything they would like to bring up?
Marvin, I'm sorry, excuse me. Do you usually make a motion to...
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped right over that.
So
Yeah.
moved.
Okay, Troy, moved to accept the, Jed seconded to accept the election judges as presented. Is there any discussion on that? If not, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Now, discussion points from committee members. Nothing? Okay. Well, Lisa, since you're on a roll, why don't you go ahead at first?
The only other thing that I have for tax this morning is on July 1st, automatic voter registration law went into effect. It's very much like the old motor voter registration where when you register or when you go to the DMV to apply for a driver's license or change your driver's license, you get registered to vote. Before, what it was they had to ask you, would you like to register to vote? So it was an opt-in. Now it's automatic, and then it's an opt-out. They ask you, or they tell you if you don't wish to be registered, you have to let us know. So everybody that applies for a new driver's license, state ID, or changes their address at the DMV will be automatically registered to vote unless they opt out.
Okay.
So that, there will be some changes in how we receive the new voters from the State Board of Elections. It's all a push from the Secretary of State's office to the State Board of Elections to the election authorities to get them in our files. So, and that details are all being worked out, but I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. I'm sure there'll be some bugs and hiccups and stuff like that, but it should be a good thing. I don't think it'll cost us too many issues.
And that went into effect when?
July 1st.
July 1st,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
And then we are still working on the study to set our predictable fee schedule in the recording department, and we should be ready to have that approved in August.
Okay,
That's it for me.
that's it, okay. Thank you. Bob, do you have anything?
Just, obviously, first installment's passed, and we're back to pretty much normal work as usual during the day. We're caught up on stuff we've got behind, taking care of taxpayer questions and concerns. And so that's basically what we're doing now. Nothing really else going on. I just want to let the committee know, starting the 13th of July, I will be at the fair for a week and a half. So I'm available if it's really important. So staff has my cell phone number if somebody needs to get a hold of me. So I'm not totally absent, but my focus will be at the fair with our food building at the fair. So I will not be around. So just letting everybody know that. But I am. If somebody needs something very, very important, you can get a hold of me and I'll be available for that. So other than that, we're just moving forward.
Did you say you would be at the fair in a week and a half or
Starting
four?
the 13th of July, I'll be there for that whole that day and then the whole next week through the following Monday.
For a week and a half.
For a weekend.
Okay. Any questions for the department heads? Okay, animal control has been covered. Is there any old business? Seeing none. New business. We will have to start working on the levy. I think we'll probably next month start looking at it at least. Start developing it. As far as new business. Anything else?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn.
Second.
There's been a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, no. We are adjourned.